Hey guys, my first full day here in Jeju, and if you've never been here before, this is kind of like the Korean version of Hawaii. It's a tropical island full of beautiful beaches, forests, numerous heritage sites, and the food here is really unique. Of course, you know why I'm here, so let's get this food day started with some seafood. Basically, I asked my local friend here where to go for food, and she recommended a list of places, and we're starting off with this one. One thing, of course, that Jeju is known for is its abundantly fresh seafood. And of course, one of the best things I've had in Korea is something called a jorim, which is a way of cooking fish. And the jorim I fell in love with in Seoul was made from hairtail fish. Now, this restaurant also serves hairtail fish, but they're really known for serving file fish. And this is a fish I've never had before. I think it's also called like leather jacket or something. It's a flat fish, but that's what this place is known for, and they sell out every single day by about midday. So I'm here bright and early, basically fish for breakfast. This fish is covered with potatoes and radish. Let's see if I can dig it up here. Okay, here's the fish. So there's no skin on it. They already filleted it. Oh, look how tender this is. Wow, that's a beautiful piece of fish. I love the sauce too. It's like this fish is being cooked in a dish of lava. The meat is so incredibly clean. Not a lot of bones on this fish either. It's so incredibly succulent. If you like fish but don't want any of the fishiness, this is it right here. And I'm really falling in love with the sauce. This is the perfect rice complement. As you can see here, a couple of beautiful fillets on either side of the fish. And it is extremely, extremely meaty. Just an amazing mouthfeel. Like the texture of it is tender, but at the same time, it's got a nice chew. And the supporting cast of potatoes and radish and scallions complements the fish perfectly. Like I said, jorim, one of my favorite things to eat in Korea. This is what I call a perfect Korean breakfast. I mean, everything that's in this dish right now, this is absolute happiness. You know, spicy, seafoody happiness. And this fish is a local specialty, so it's not something you're gonna find a lot in Seoul. That's why this meal is so representative of what Jeju is. This is definitely Korean comfort food right here. Perfect way to finish off a bowl of rice. I'm beyond satisfied right now. But here's the thing, Jeju is known for seafood, so this is just my first stop. I'm gonna go walk around the beach, maybe admire where my food lives, and then we're gonna head off to the next location. On my way to my next seafood restaurant, it's in the middle of nowhere. It's like the real countryside of Jeju. Actually, this restaurant is really, really popular. It's right by the ocean, and it's crazy windy out, and this thing is packed full. This place is all about the abalone, and I haven't even got mine yet, but I see my neighboring tables got theirs, and I hear the sizzle, and I smell the aroma. This is gonna be an amazing seafood meal. And this rice is something special. This is abalone rice. Gaze upon its beauty, please. Abalone steamed on top. Inside, the rice is a different color, as you can see. And that's because it's basically cooked with the insides of the abalone. You guys hear the sizzle? Oh, you see the abalone being cooked on this tip-on. And abalone is a particular seafood item that this island is really known for. So basically as fresh as you will ever find it in the world, it's right here. And also the abalone congee. Oh, look at this thing. Just cooked in its own juice. That's all concentrated abalone elixir. And what you're supposed to do is dip it in this garlic and chili mixture. One bite. This is the greatest piece of abalone I've ever had in my life. By far. You seriously need to come to Jeju just for that. I'm not even joking a little bit. Sometimes abalone, when you overcook it, it turns into a piece of rubber. It's like you're chewing on a rubber band. This is the freshest, most tender piece of abalone I have ever encountered in my life. Oh, I needed some of this little juice here. Oh, do not waste that juice. I know it might only be like a couple drops. Don't waste that. That is just remarkable. Actually, this is how you should eat it from now on. I might like this above the hairtail fish. This is so incredibly awesome. Oh, check this out. This is part of the banchan. They give you an entire mackerel fish grilled. Oh, look at this. I love this restaurant so much. No wonder it's middle of nowhere and it's packed on a Monday night and I had to wait. That mackerel fish, God, the god of all mackerel fish right here. Because this thing tastes divine. I mean, Jeju mackerel is something special already. Perfectly roasted. You see all that juice on the inside of the mackerel? You can taste that this thing just jumped out of the ocean onto this plate. That is uncanny. I know it's really just some salt on here. This flavor is so good. All right, I gotta dig into this abalone rice. This is so amazing. It's just infused with that mouth-watering abalone flavor. Nothing fishy at all with this thing. Oh, and the abalone pieces in here, just the most succulent, tender pieces of abalone. Everything is so good, I'm having a borderline emotional meltdown right now. Oh, everything. Oh, one more thing to try. The abalone congee. Pieces of abalone, of course. The green color is basically the innards of the abalone. For all you congee lovers out there, this could be the one congee to rule all other congees. I just want to try an abalone on its own without any seasoning or anything else. You don't need anything. I'm here with just this amazing smoky flavor from the abalone. I think my favorite thing here, grilled abalone, of course. Basically everything with the abalone. And the mackerel they give to you for free. The first one is free. If you want on the second mackerel, it's only $5. This is a $15, $20 mackerel in any restaurant in New York. So this is definitely going on my, probably one of the top 10 restaurants I've ever been to in my life. Maybe the top 5. I mean, you should come to Jeju anyway for the beautiful beaches, the cultural heritage sites, but really, come here for this restaurant. All right, there's one more seafood location I gotta hit up before I leave Jeju. Oh, I forgot a couple more things. So after the rice is done, you take some hot water and mix that with the bottom of the rice. And the bottom of the rice is actually really crispy. And then you seal it and let it cook. The other thing I wanna mention is that this place only serves 4 food items. The rice, the grilled abalone, the abalone congee, and a raw abalone, which I'm sure tastes amazing. I'm not really into raw food. That's why I didn't get it, but come here and try that as well. Let me know how you like that. All right, the rice is done. And now just scoop it from the bottom. This is why initially don't scoop all the rice from the bottom. It tastes like roasted rice soup with abalone infused water. Better than it sounds. Okay, seriously, I'll see you in a little bit. Windy day today here in Jeju. Anyway, I'm at the next stop on my seafood tour, and last night I thought I had the best mackerel fish I've ever had in my life. But this place specializes in mackerel. So we're gonna go see how it compares. Let's go. All right, this restaurant is really interesting. It's called Mackerel Sunrise, which kind of sounds like mackerel sunrise, but break it down, it's mackerel sunrise. Mackerel is cooked in this jorim, and it's just covered with this blanket of kimchi. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to take the mackerel, make a ssam out of it, and eat it with your rice. So there you go, mackerel summarized. All that mackerel fish is just cooked in this spicy, delicious looking jorim, covered in the kimchi. I bet you this nice kimchi pickly flavor is soaked into the fish as well. This is an entire head of kimchi. And underneath, you see all that delicious fish. Oh, this is a huge mackerel just stewing in this delicious sauna. And what you're supposed to do is, obviously you can't eat that big of kimchi, you gotta cut it. And then what you're supposed to do is arrange the kimchi underneath the fish. So you're highlighting the fish. Also, you're preventing the mackerel from burning. To say I'm excited about this bite would be a huge understatement. I talk a lot, so it's rare that I'm completely speechless, but I'm just in awe of that bite. Not exaggerating even a little bit. The mackerel fish in Jeju, it's so much better than any other mackerel I've ever had in my life. The fish is tender, but it also has that familiar meaty mackerel chew to it. What's so remarkable about the fish, and yeah, the jorim is beautiful. This insanely delicious pool of sauce it's been sitting in. It's on its own amazing, but it's really about the flavor of that fish. No fishiness at all. Very meaty, very clean, and the more you chew, the more of that delicious flavor just oozes out of the fish. And the abalone and the mackerel I had last night, by far some of the best seafood I've ever had in my life. And I've eaten a lot of seafood. If you come to Jeju, even if you don't like fish, try this fish out, because your life might change after the first bite. Take some of that rice that's been blessed by that sauce. To one of the greatest seafood adventures I've ever been on in my life. If you ever want to feel what total satisfaction tastes like, take a bite of that. Words cannot describe how amazing this is. I think the last time I had something that blew my mind so much, it was A5 Wagyu steak in Japan. What a delicious and kind of sad end to this meal. All right, guys, I got one more seafood place to go before we wrap up this video, so let's get to it. Finally, the last restaurant on the seafood tour. This is gonna be really special. Let me show you. I'm in a restaurant called DaeWonGa, and my local friend said that my seafood tour of Korea, of Jeju, would not be complete without trying a seafood hot pot, and that's what I'm doing here. This place is supposed to be one of the best restaurants for seafood hot pot, for abalone as well, and is frequented by celebrities. And I wasn't really prepared to see what I kind of just saw here, because if you guys seen a video I did in New York, the massive seafood hot pot, basically these hot pots are extremely fresh to the point where things are moving inside the pot. Basically this is like a boiling pot of the ocean. You got your crab, you got your abalone, you got your octopus. Everything is as fresh as it could possibly be. But it was difficult watching this. You gotta prepare yourself to see your food getting cooked right in front of you. That's the most tender octopus meat I've ever had. Scallops. That tastes like the candy of the sea. I think it's sweet. Oh, I need to try this soup as well. Wow. Oh, spicy. That's just like somebody put chilies in the ocean and boiled it. All right, I just got the A-OK to eat anything in the pot. Oh my God. I was kind of questioning them because the abalone cooked in that broth for a good 10-15 minutes. I thought this thing would have turned to rubber by now, but oh my gosh, is this ever tender. It's so different because my experience with abalone is that they're tough to chew. That thing is so gentle, it's like biting into a lullaby. This is by far the freshest seafood hot pot I've ever had. My abalone experience in Jeju has completely shifted how I look at this seafood item. Right now, to me, it's one of the best seafoods you can eat. Oh yeah, that leftover soup, we're gonna ramenize it. Nothing better than simmering down a pot of seafood until all that oceany essence is filtered to the bottom and soaking all that up with some noodles. I think I should have diluted the soup just a tiny bit because it is a little on the salty end, but oh my god, the seafood flavor in these noodles. This is a cute cafe. After a hot pot like that, you need some bingsu. I'm at and this is the White Donkey Cafe. I'm just sitting right. This is so cool. Green tea bingsu. Some ice cream, some green tea jelly. Oh yeah. Actually, this is the perfect conclusion to a great seafood adventure. I'm gonna put a location to this place in the description box as well. Alright, for real this time. See you later.